Hi, Jill. My name's John. Thanks for coming in today. I just wanted to let you know that everything that we talk about here is confidential and it is between us. There are some things I do have to report. If you want to hurt yourself or others, I'll have to report that. But anything other than that, it is a confidential environment here. Um, First off, I want to get to know you a little bit more. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm 32, Puerto Rican. Both my parents were divorced when I was a teenager. My dad has been remarried, my mom is not. I have a young brother, 9 years old, and an older brother, he's 38. Sometimes we have a little bit of issues with I have issues with my 38-year-old brother. We have some tension because of some of his um, decision making with his money and spending. Um, Sometimes I feel like I need to spend more time with my baby brother, but it's kind of difficult since I don't have that great of a relationship with my stepmom.
Right.
Um, that's about it when it comes to about me.
Well, you did mention that you have a younger brother and an older brother. There's no other, you don't have a sister or anything?
No, just my two brothers.
How is your job? Are you employed? Are you not employed?
So I work for the government. I work for an agency. I'm a travel coordinator. So anyone in my office that needs to travel, I'm the one person who helps coordinate all that and make sure that they get paid out for all the money they spent during that trip. Um, so I'm also I'm in charge also of managing the budget for travel for our office.
Okay.
I'm having a little bit of issues at work, also lack of leadership, and right now we're transitioning from a lot of people like our deputy and our chief. So it's been kind of a stressful couple months because I'm not sure, with lack of guidance, I'm not sure if I'm doing my job well or not. So it's causing me to have some issues. That's why I'm here.
Okay. We will definitely talk more about that. What about the leadership that is concerning you, other than
So,
high turnover that you talked about?
um, so when there's transition of leadership or transition of people in office, I noticed that a lot of people kind of just go with the flow instead of kind of making sure things are still ran properly. And so when I have questions and there's no one really there to answer them, I have some issues, and then sometimes that falls back on some of my vouchers that I'm trying to process. So um, it's just been an ongoing issue the last few months, and I've noticed that I need to talk about it, and that's why I'm here.
Okay. Is that something that you think is causing your stress?
I think so, because when there's uncertainty and that things aren't clear at work, um, there are some vouchers that kind of just don't get resolved, and they sit on my desk, and until someone gives me an answer, I can't close it out. And these are people's vouchers that need to get paid out, so that causes a lot of stress for me because I want to make sure my customers are taken care of, and I feel right now I'm not able to do that. So it causes me to be really stressed out and nervous and jittery and unsure of things.
You said this has been going on for several months.
Yes.
Okay. Has anybody else that you talk to at work feel the same way?
There's
Has
one other person. Our environment it's a joint environment, so it's mixed with civilians and military. And the civilians tend to kind of be on their own schedule, and then military is expected to work at a certain way.
okay.
And then, but without the leadership that we need for our office to fully function, it's been real hard for me.
Are you going to school?
So I'm going to school right now for graphic design. I've been there for, I want to say, a year and a half. I've been doing a few classes every term, or two or three classes every term, trying to get my bachelor's. Um, yeah.
Are you dating anybody?
I have been on the, I want to call it on the market, because before I wasn't.
Okay.
Now that I'm, financially stable, my job's good, I just recently bought a house. So I feel like things are finally coming into place.
Oh, that's good.
So things are outside of work. My life has really come together pretty well. It's just this one puzzle piece that's just causing a lot of turmoil. It bleeds into everything else.
All right. If you don't mind, could we go back to talking about leadership at your job?
Yeah, so as I said before, we're currently in the middle of transition from one group to another, and the individuals who are actually leaving, because they're leaving, they're not really paying attention to us and
Right.
giving us proper guidance, or just giving us, the information we need for everyday um, actions. So a lot of things are getting left to the wayside, and stuff on our desk is not moving like it should.
It's building up.
So it's building up, and
Okay.
I'm noticing, like, I start to worry, and I see it on my desk, and I know that usually in a regular situation when people aren't transitioning, I can get these things off my desk. But because now there is transition, these actions are getting piled up on my desk more and more, and I just get really nervous because I really just want to get it taken care of, and it's kind of almost beyond my control.
Right.
And so I don't know, I just notice I get kind of jittery, and
Do you know what's causing the nervousness?
I think the worrying from when is this stuff going to get taken care of? When is someone going to give me an answer? When are my customers going to be resolved, their issues or payments? When are they going to get paid? Because I try my best to put myself in their shoes, and I try to make sure that I treat others as I wish to be treated. But right now, the circumstances is not allowing me to do that. And it makes me very uneasy in a lot of ways.
What's the frequency? Is this happening once or twice a week? Is it happening more than that?
Right now is a big transition time in the military. This
Right.
is when a lot of people, it's called PCS, so they're moving to a new location for their next tour or duty station.
Okay.
So right now I have quite a few. I want to say about 8 or 9 vouchers that they're unresolved, and it's been a couple months, and usually this gets done no more than 5 weeks. A voucher gets pending. After that, that's considered a pretty long time to be waiting, and that's what's causing me to worry.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. I think what we're going to do to help you get through this, we're going to do cognitive restructuring. It's called the ABC model. And in the ABC model, as you can see here, it is broken out into 3 little categories here. A is what the activating event is. B is your belief about the event. And C is your emotional or behavior response to that. So I think that this overall is going to be a really good tool for you to use to help understand what's causing your nervousness, what's causing you these issues at work. And then you're able to adjust to that and change how you see it and think about the situation.
Okay.
So initially what we're going to do here is we're going to think about a situation, right, in the last week or so. And what would you say recently has a situation that we can go with?
Do you want me to write it down for you? So let's see. I think for me was when I had to review 7 vouchers and had no one to give it to process. Is that what you mean?
Sure. That's the situation in a nutshell.
Right.
Okay. Just take your time.
So that was the situation.
Now what you're going to talk about here is your thought, the activated thought on this.
I start to think, when is it going to be processed? Customers need to be paid. And then I realize how long they've been sitting there. Then I start to get nervous. Then jitterness begins. And then also my nervousness. And then the assumption behind the thought. What does that mean? So my automated thought, I put down realize how long they've been sitting on my desk. And then the next one's assumption behind the thought. I have no one to actually give it to be proper. Put that down. No one to give vouchers to get processed. Or no one to help me.
And then the last is your behavior or emotion. How does that make you feel?
Get really uneasy. Very nervous. I lose my confidence.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look over this. And we're going to base it off of the situation. And I noticed here you said that you realized how long they would have been sitting at the desk is one of your automatic thoughts about the vouchers. Would you say that you don't think that the vouchers are ever going to get done?
I think I misunderstood that. Yeah, I think my automatic thought would be like, oh my gosh, they're never going to get done. They're sitting there. I have no one to give them to. So yeah, I think my automatic thought would be that they're never going to get done.
And in turn, your assumption is that nobody
They don't have anyone to give it to.
Is there to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be there to help you, and it's making you feel this way.
Yes.
So how can we change how you feel about that? We're going to have to change some of your assumptions,
mm-hmm.
right? Of that nobody's there to help. There are, for argument's sake, there is someone, I'm sure, there to help and assist. But that's just something we can work through. But for right now, this is just an easy overview for you to kind of look at how an event happens and then how it snowballs and it is affecting you.
Okay.
Emotionally.
Okay.
And that concludes our first part of the video.